victorious Rob McCracken. Some people don't realize how much experience you have in the game. They think AJ was your only fighter and you live and die with this career. Just for the sake of the information, how many world title fights have you been in the corner for?
Oh, quite a few. Yeah, quite a few. Yeah, I think I had about 13 world title fights with Carl Froch. I've been involved with other fighters. I had Howard Eastman fight Bernard Hopkins for the undisputed title one time. So yeah, lots of times, and AJ obviously, a couple of other fights. So I'm pretty experienced in the game. But in the UK they know that, but I'm not so sure about the US.
Was tonight different or special in a different way than all those other title fights that we just talked about?
Yeah, I think it was really important. You know, he'd lost in the fashion that he lost in Madison Square Garden to Ruiz. Ruiz looked a destroyer in New York, and then, you know, we agreed to do the rematch within 24 hours, and Anthony was fully focused on getting his belts back. We believed he could, and he proved that tonight, and I thought he was very disciplined tonight and put a good performance on behind his jab.
It was some bit of redemption for Joshua. Obviously, there had been so much criticism of him as soon as he lost, but not many people think about the kind of stick that you took. You know, no one gave you credit when he was winning, and then when he lost, everything was your fault. What does it feel like for you, for him to get this victory, not just to get it, but get it in the way that he got it, boxing so excellently?
Yeah, I think for one, I'm not a social media age. I'm older than the young kids, so I don't really read it. And you know, there's agendas in boxing. We know that, and you know, and the public, you know, they have an opinion. They're entitled to it, but it doesn't faze me in any way. You know, Anthony's achieved Olympic gold medal. You know, 4 world titles. He's won them back again tonight during my time working with him. So I don't think I've done too bad working with him.
Joshua was light on his feet. He went 12 rounds, didn't seem to catch a lull or get gassed. He was long on the jab. Is this the Joshua we will see going forward, or is this just a game plan, lighter in build? Was he just a game plan for Ruiz, or is this the new Joshua?
No, I think his weight was good. I think, you know, we worked the weight on how the sparring's going, and he performed in sparring for this camp. He had some really good sparring partners, and he performed in all of the spars. And I needed 3 or 4 big spars out of him in the last ones, and we did 3 12s and a 13, and he performed in all of them. And you know, I knew he was ready. But his energy levels have been good, his diet's been good, and you know, he's been doing some really good runs as well. So he's very fit, and he's very difficult to beat when he's like that.
But is this how he's going to be for future fights? Is he going to stay lean like this?
Yeah, I'd like him to stay around the weight that he is. Obviously, as he gets a little bit older, he'll gain a little bit. That comes naturally with getting older. But yeah, the weight was good, 16, 13. He had great legs tonight, and we keep him around that weight as long as we can.
When you saw Ruiz on the scale actually weighing in heavier than the first fight, did you know at that moment you had gotten an advantage?
You just don't know, do you? What I do know is Ruiz knows how to cut a ring off, and he knows how to force you into a fight, and he looks for you to rush your counter so he can counter you. So he's a very difficult fighter to fight, very robust, very solid, and he knows how to close the ring off. So I thought Anthony's discipline was good tonight. I thought he stayed calm, he feinted enough to keep Ruiz thinking so he could have little breathers, and ultimately controlled the fight and got his titles back, which was hugely important to him.
No matter what you do in the gym, a trainer never knows if the fighter's going to stick to the game plan until he's executing it. Was there a moment in this fight when you were like, okay, Joshua's got this, we're going to do what we planned to do?
Yeah, I think as the fight went on into the last quarter of the fight, I thought, yeah, he's clearly got this, he's got the range under control. But there was a couple of hairy moments, a couple of times he rushed in with the right hand and Ruiz was all over him, and you know, he paid the price a couple of times, but he readjusted, you know, stayed calm in the corner, listened and got behind his jab, and you know, I thought he looked great towards the end.
Joshua talked about learning to stay in the gym between fights and the mentality that it required for him to get prepared for this fight. For your sake, what is it most important for you now that Joshua does between now and his next fight?
Yeah, I think he needs a few days rest. He's got to have a little breather. He's worked long and hard for the last few months, but yeah, he's a workaholic. He'll be back in the gym in Finchley in a couple of weeks without a doubt, and he'll be working on things. But you know, he's dedicated to the sport. He absolutely loves boxing, and I just really pleased for him that he put on a good performance tonight, got his titles back, and it meant the world to him, and beat a really good fighter in Andy Ruiz.
Well, get ready for the Wilder questions to come right back, because these are the two biggest heavyweights in the division and in the world. We saw Wilder knock a guy out with one punch, throw boxing out the window, and just wait on his moment. We saw Joshua box excellently and be patient and go 12 rounds, put on a clinic. Those two meet, which strategy wins out, why? And when you saw Deontay Wilder knock that guy with one punch, what were you thinking?
Oh no, Wilder's got huge power, and he's a very good fighter. I think he's, people don't realise he can, he's good at controlling ranges. He knows what he's doing. Yeah, he was giving the reins away early to Ortiz, but they knew Ortiz was gonna slow down midway through the fight. So yeah, listen, they're two fantastic fighters, and it's going to be a fantastic fight when it happens. And I think on the showing tonight and the showing last week of Wilder, I think the fight's going to be massive, and I like Anthony's chances, and I think they'll be even better by the time that they eventually fight each other.
Radio Rahim with the victorious Rob McCracken. Congratulations on a great win. Joshua showed great skills. That has to be a credit to the trainer. So a great night of boxing. Can't wait to see you in that corner again. Radio Rahim with Rob McCracken.